Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I hope you are doing well. I want to take a look at EURUSD today. So I'm going to do a multiple time frame analysis. And if you are not familiar, I'm just walking through the charts. And I'm identifying my key levels of support and resistance on each time frame. So we're going to start off on the monthly chart. And what I do, as I mentioned, I go through and identify key levels of support and resistance. Now, a lot of the questions and the feedback that I get about finding support and resistance is about, oh, you skipped. So as we get down to the lower time frame, I'm going to show you guys, and we're going to talk about how Smart Trader identifies support and resistance, and how these fresh levels make more sense than probably the way that you and 99% of folks are doing it. I was doing the same thing until I started using this program and understanding how it worked, and I had to adjust. So we're going to address that. I just want to do it on a lower time frame because you'll have more opportunities to take a look and see. So I've done everything I'm supposed to do on the monthly. I'm just going to double check and make sure what I selected is selected. On the monthly, I stopped at this low because relative to price, this is so far away. I don't need this information down here right now. I'm interested in everything in between. I'm probably going to go up higher to 1255. And pick up the levels in between. But on the monthly, we are bullish, right? So I'm going to turn this off. And then I'm going to go to weekly. All right. I think I can show you on the weekly. How I used to mark support and resistance before was based off of past action, past price action. So this would have been a level, right? Because this was a level of resistance at one point. This would have been a level because it was a level of resistance at some point. I would have also chosen this as a level as well because it was a level of resistance at some point. But when I started using Smart Trader, I only recognize where price currently was, right? So we have new price that is printed since these levels were valid, right? When I say we have new price, we have price that started to push to the upside that invalidated these past resistance levels, right? So these are no longer relevant to my analysis right now. What I'm looking at is current price. I am coming up with support and resistance based off of current price. If new price has printed, I'm not interested in it. Okay, so let's take a look. On the weekly, I'm going to hit this swing low right here. We're going to turn it to our weekly color. Y'all, my cat just came and sat in my face, and I don't understand why. Relax, Mello. It's okay. I'm just working. It's okay. All right. So I'm going to pick up this level right here. I'm also going to pick up this low right here because technically it meets the definition, right? We got the low center candle. We got two to the left that are higher. We got two to the right that are higher. I don't have a low right here, but I do have a low right here. So I'll pick this one up. Right? So now I'm going to go down to the daily. Now, again, back in the day, I would pick this up. I would pick this up. I'm looking. But I'm going to go off of current price. So I don't have any new price that has invalidated this level. So it's still a level, right? So I'm going to pick this up. And then I'm going to pick up this level right here. And then I'm also going to pick up this level right here. Now I'm going to choose my next low. It looks like it's going to be right here, but I'm not going past, I'm not looking left. And I know a lot of y'all probably were taught the same way I was taught. Look left. But no, we're looking at what price is currently doing. So that's all we're going to be paying attention to. So I'm looking. I don't think I have any levels there, but I do have level here, and then we do have a level here. So I'm gonna adjust this. We're gonna pull these down. Oh my gosh, y'all, I'm congested. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna go to the 4. And again, we don't have new price that has invalidated any of these levels. So I'm gonna pick this up. We'll save. We're gonna pick this up. I'm picking it up based off of this high, right? And then I'm also going to pick this up because it meets the technical definition, right? One candle in the center that is higher. So our high is 702. Our high is 703. So this is the high candle. And then 2 to the left that are lower, 2 to the right that are lower. So we'll pick this up. All right. And then I'm going to pick this up as well. Now, for my lows, I'm looking only at current price. So I'm going to pick, this will be a swing low when the market opens. This will be a low also. This is a low right now. And then we'll pick up this low right here. All right, cool. So I'm going to pick up this low. We'll pick up this low, and then I'll also pick up this low, this low. Now, if you are having trouble identifying swing lows, swing highs, I definitely encourage you to go to the no-cost mini course. It'll probably provide more clarity than I'm going to give you in this video. And what I'm looking for, y'all, are other lows that I may have missed. And I know y'all be in the comments, I can't see the candles. How do you know that's a low? I'll just say experience. That's all. It looks like a double low right here. But we'll adjust. I probably don't even need to be going this low because the system stops at 10. And we may not. That doesn't look like a low. This does look like one though, right here. And then we'll pick up this one. And I'm gonna grab this one too. And then we got one more. Right here. Looks like, let me double check just to make sure. So the low 717, the low 718. So that is a low. Oh no, this is not. Sorry, y'all. All right, so let's run it back and let's check according to the system. Like, see how far down I was? I probably didn't need to be that low. But if I'm looking for, what's going to happen on the higher time frames, then that information can be relevant. But oftentimes, like relative to where price is, I don't need all that, right? Excuse me, y'all. I'm struggling to breathe. Okay, so this will be a low upon market open, and it looks like everything that I chose, the system is picking up. So we'll leave that as is, and then I'm gonna go to smart resistance, and I missed the high. So we'll pick that up. 1, 2, 3. We're good. So now that I've done this, I'm going to go to the higher time frame because now it's time for my fib analysis. And the number one question that I get a lot is, how do I know where to run my fibs from? Well, how we run our fibs is going to be the most significant price action that we see, the most recent significant price action, the direction of the most recent significant price action. So the most recent significant price action has been to the upside. Can we all agree? Yes, right? So I'm going to grab my fib. I'm going to drop it. And this is showing that we have an active fib to the upside. What we've had happen is that we formed our A and B boundary. We got a 50% pullback, and I'm looking over here, that formed a monthly level of support. Therefore, it pulled back to a red level. My expectation is that we are going to hit the D extension at the red level D extension. Now, because this is on the monthly time frame, I'm going to label this monthly D extension. If I could spell this morning. All right. So now I like to have different charts for every time frame that I'm working on, so I can always understand what's happening on each time frame. This is big picture. Monthly is always going to give you the big picture. So my overall target long term 1.20565. All right. So now I'm going to go down to the weekly, and I copied this down without taking the fib off first, so it carried through. But looking at this, we had an A low, a B high. We got our C pullback all the way over here. We hit the D extension recently, right? And so now we formed a swing high. We had a barely pullback, less than 38.2. And so what this is looking like to me is that this is still on the upside movement, right? Setting up for the potential of a play where we could come back to the 38.2 or deeper. But this is still moving strongly to the upside. Now, I'm done with the weekly time frame. So what I'm going to do in order for me to figure out what I got to do next, because this is great, but this doesn't tell me how to get into a setup. It doesn't tell me anything that I can use for the moment, right? Big picture, it tells me price is still moving to the upside. So I'm going to go down to the daily, and then I'm interested from my weekly low. This is my C. So I'm going to deploy from there. So we're going to go over, and I'm going to run the fibs from my C, right? So I'm on the daily. I'm on a time frame lower. I deploy. This is what I have. Previous fib, A low, B high, less than 38.2 pullback. D extension was hit. We had a shallow retracement play here. A low, B high, less than 38.2 pullback. We stalled out at the 117.128. Price retraced and came back to this 50% level, formed a weekly level of support, and is still moving to the upside. The D extension for the daily overall fib is outside of monthly resistance, and so I'm going to mark this as daily D extension. I'm going to link this down through all time frames. And then I'm going to go to my 4-hour chart, because now I'm interested in what's going on here, right? From this C, from this low at 1106.44. So I'm going to go over. We're going to bring this up as 4-hour. And I am looking from my weekly low right here. And then we'll move from there. Uh-oh. I'm making a mess. All right, so I'm going to grab my fib. I'm going to deploy it to the upside. This is the current scenario that we have. Previous fib, A low, B high. We pull back to form a 618 retracement level. We pull back to a red level. So as you can see, the D extension was hit. A swing high was formed. This fib is now complete. So our active fib is A low, B high. And then we pull back, it looks like, to 618. D extension is at 118932. But because we hit a D extension, I need to start looking the other way. So let me mark this off as 4-hour. The current leg, D extension. So we'll change this to the 4-hour color. We'll save it. Now, what I'm talking about is the fact that we hit a D extension over here, right? We hit a swing high, or we made a swing high. So if I was looking to take advantage of that, that's cool, right? But I need to understand, like, has this moved to the downside on this time frame? Has it finished? And then I need to examine the fib to the upside on the 4, right? Because we're trying to get into what's happening right now. We're trying to get into the overall direction of the move, but we use the fibs to give us the finite details that we need in order to determine how to best enter. So I'm looking at this. I deployed the fib on the 4, and our fib is invalid. because we had a new high that took out this active fib. But I am going to go back to the daily to see. All right, so we had A high, we had B low. Looks like a 786 pullback. And so our D extension was 127. We formed a swing low and a daily support level, and then we started moving back to the upside. So we do have an active fib to the downside on the daily, but I'm gonna go back to the 4 because I believe this move is not yet complete to the upside. So I'm gonna get rid of this fib, and then I'm gonna deploy to the upside, right? So on this setup, our D extension sits at 117277, I believe. So we're gonna call this 4-hour current leg D extension. So we'll save. Now it's like, all right, girlfriend, how do I get into what's going on? Let me see how many pips this is though from where price currently is. It's not a whole lot, right? It's about 70 pips. But what I think we may see, if we're still getting this strong bullish momentum, I think we're probably going to see price move past this level. Because remember, we still got an active fib with a D extension inside of monthly support, and price likes those higher time frame levels. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw this push towards this daily level. If we were able to break through it, push to the next level, and then eventually take out this 118.895. So the way that I would set this up, 70 pips is great, right? We'll figure out how to get in, but I'm more interested in the higher time frame targets. So the way I would play this is taking partial profit, at the 4-hour current leg D extension, but I'm also going to run or let small positions run towards this higher time frame target as well. So great, we got the direction. Now what I need to figure out, is this done moving to the downside? So I'm gonna go down to my 15-minute, and I go down to the 15-minute because that's how I enter trades, right? So I am going to deploy to the downside, and it looks like we got A high, we got a B low, we have a 38.2 or 50% pullback. Price hit the D extension, we formed a swing low. All right, cool beans, right? So actively what this is showing right now is that price, hold on, this is A high, B low. We had a 786 pullback after we have already visited this low, right? So I would think that we may see price come back to this zone, and this is the zone of potential entry. Now I'm gonna mark this off. So we pull back to the blue, so it would be anticipated that we would have, I'm just gonna mark the whole zone because what is this, 15 pips? Okay, 15 pips. This is the potential zone that I would be interested in. Now, if I want to get it down to an exact, and I shouldn't say exact because I don't know what's exact, right? But looking at this is the blue level, so price will come back to blue. I'm going to get rid of this fib. I'm going to deploy from, if I deploy it here, right? This doesn't give me information because we had a new high. So I'm going to delete. And what we have here, A high, B low, looks like an 8.6 pullback, D extension hit, swing low formed. And so it would not surprise me. I don't know if we're going to come all the way here, right? So what we may see is that we get a little push up, maybe hit the 38.2, and then push down, hit the D extension, or we may just kind of fall out from here, test this low, this 4-hour low, this first 4-hour low, and then begin it moving to the upside. So how I would set this up, I'm gonna get rid of the fib because I've already identified the zone that I'm interested in. And what I'm gonna do is I'm drawing this for a bullish setup. So I'm gonna go from my high to my next high, right? That's kind of flat though. And then I'll go from the last touch to the next touch. And what I'm waiting to see, right, if I'm not going to limit in, which I probably will limit in for this, is a break to the upside. But I think I'm comfortable going ahead and limiting into this position. How I would set my stop loss up to ensure that I don't miss the move. Limit probably will be at this 4-hour level of support. And I'm going to place my stop loss below the last low, which is over here. So we'll turn this red. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my potential take profit. Now I'm expecting like, okay, I might be in a little bit of a drawdown for a minute. But I don't think price is coming past this low right here, right? This 11608. And so the next move in my mind is to the upside. Now let me turn this green. And so what I would be looking to do, take some profit off the table here, let it run, move my stop loss into profit, right? Let it run, see what we do at this level. If we're able to blow through, then I'm keeping my position open and I'm going until 118924, right? Because this is for that larger fib. This is the final take profit. It's also the monthly level of resistance, which is very significant. And so those are my thoughts. I think this is a great setup. You guys know that I like longer moves, but this is still a great setup. You're risking, let's call it 25 pips is what we're going to call it, in order to gain 96. We'll call it 96. Like that's almost what, 4 to 1. I'm just doing it on my calculator, y'all. 97.7 divided by, we said 25, we'll call it. So it's 3.9 to 1. So you're risking 1 to make potentially almost 4. Like it makes sense all day. So I probably will take advantage of this offer. Probably will take advantage of this move. So let me know your thoughts on EURUSD. How are you planning to play it? And did you guys kind of follow what I was saying about support and resistance? Or do you want a separate video where I really, like, we just go through charts and we break down support and resistance? That's my advice to you if you're trying to figure it out. I get emails, DMs, comments all the time. Like, you missed support and you missed the level. Like, no, I didn't. Just the way that I do it and the way you guys do it are different. That's it. But I used to do it like y'all. But now that I've kind of grown as a trader, I definitely understand, why I'm doing it the way that the system does it. To me, it just brings a little bit more clarified information and clear to me so I can see. And I don't have a chart full of lines where I'm confused about what's going on, what's valid, what's not. So take some time, revisit the beginning of this video again and walk through that part. And then I would encourage you spend some time on the charts and just go through several pairs, mark out support, mark out resistance, mark out support, mark out resistance. Okay, so that is the end of that. I will see you guys next week. I'm about to go take some medicine so that I can breathe, but I hope you guys have a fantastic and profitable week, and I'll see you next week.